Good afternoon, hello, my name is Daniel, this is the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. I'm at Outlaw Half Holcombe. Today's the day before the race and I'm in transition and I'm looking at some bikes. So I thought we'd have a quick look at the hottest bike tech in amateur triathlon at the minute. So I'm going to walk up and down these rows, pick out a few of my favourites and talk about what they are. Now this is a Cervelo. It confuses me between the P series and the P5. I think this is a P5 because of the nose cone setup, but what a good spec bike. Dura HDI2, MV wheels, no disc wheel, which is a bit controversial for the triathlon world. A lot of triathletes use discs, but a deep section rear wheel is pretty fast. This looks like it's pretty much ready to go. Top tube storage bag built in, bottle on the down tube. It's my size as well. I really like this. Oh, this is properly a bit of me. Canyon Speedmax CF SLX in a really nice sort of dark green colour. It is also my size as well. This is a large. Now this is interesting because you see a lot of people with these bikes change the cockpits, but this does have the stock cockpit. They get a bit of flack for the cockpit not being that adjustable in terms of the angle, but this person seems to be able to be making it work for them. Again, a good spec. SRAM Force 2x on a TT bike. I do like to see that dinner plate chain ring and that, you know, 1x setups, but I'm sure this is very usable. It's certainly very usable for triathlon. Hydration, tool storage, like it's got everything ready to go. So yeah, this is a real tick box for me. Right, this bike is on the floor because it's blown over, but I do know whose bike it is. Callum, this is a wicked bike. It's an old school Scott Plasma, Planet X tubular deep section wheels. Callum's a bit of a bike hacker. He's taped over his crankset to make it more aero. So Dura HDI2, this is a well set up bike, nice big chainring on the front, NRG wax chain and strike bay and jockey wheels. So this thing is probably every bit as fast as a more modern TT bike, and it doesn't have the internal nutrition and hydration storage, but it's got a bottle in between the aero bars, a bottle cage behind the saddle. I'm sure it'll stuff his gels in his pockets. He's also got a bottle cage on the frame as well. So yeah, this will be all set to go. I am also going to drop him a message and tell him that his bike's on the floor, so hopefully they'll come and sort that. Alright, I don't want to make this like a Canyon fanboy video. I know I've already done a Speedmax, but Tom, I've just seen you walking in with your Speedmax here. I know you've only recently got it. Give me a bit of a run through about what you've done to it already. You've been fiddling, haven't you? I've
been fiddling, mostly because I've been watching the Tour de France, and I think I can hold one of their positions, which is, in reality, I can't. So basically, I've chucked the Drag 2.0 54 chainring on the front. Got the ceramic upgrade on the bearings. Bought this. I saw Jan had this, so I bought it.
Okay. Is that an aftermarket part then?
That is an aftermarket part from a guy with a 3D printer in Denmark.
Okay, so you get a computer mount on there and a bottom mount.
And a bottom mount,
nice.
Yep. And that is about it really.
Okay.
This all integrates with the internal hydration as well.
Yeah.
Straw comes up and then sits in nicely.
Perfect.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I bought Jan's saddle as well because if it works for him.
I've got that one as well. I've not ever ridden it until this. I've not ridden it at all. I've got some
It's comfy,
tomorrow, though.
really comfy.
Okay.
Did you go for the front or the mid?
I got both. I got the centre.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's really comfy.
Okay. Have you got any plans to swap the front end on that at all, or not? How are you getting on with it?
I'm not sure. I see Revolver do a real nice. It's semi-moulded to you.
Yeah. Like $2.5 grand. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the look of it, so I don't know. I'm going to see how I get on with this for a season. Okay. I've got this race and then Outlaw Full. Yeah. So if it does well for Outlaw Full, I'll probably stick with it.
Okay. Wheels-wise, fast forward with an easy disc on as well?
Yep, fast forward with an easy disc. Ran them for this season and last season. Rapid wheel set. The DT Swiss that the bike does come with is pretty quick, but these are just.
You use these on another bike, haven't you? So you know you get on with them. Yeah. Okay. What about tyres? Are you clincher? Are you tubeless?
I am clincher.
Okay. Are the latex tubes? TPE?
I believe these are Vittorias. Yeah, Vittoria clinchers. Yeah. No, just normal Continental tubes.
Okay. Okay, good stuff. Right, we'll have a great race.
Cheers, Tom. Thank you very much.
All right, so in the spirit of getting other people to do this video other than me, this is Josh, who's just strolled into transition. Josh coming back to the sport after a period of being injured and had a bike crash and whatever. Good to see you back, firstly.
Thank you.
Secondly, you've had this bike 2 days, so you know loads about it, right?
I do, yeah, everything you need to know. Yeah, ask me, fire away.
So have you changed anything since you've got it, or is this how it came?
I put 2 bottles on it.
Perfect, brilliant, right. So you've got some Revolver cups there, look quite good.
Yeah, they look right, yeah. Aero
good,
Coach, TT bars, extensions,
The wheels look fast?
Yeah. They're pumped up.
Got it. We really don't know anything, do we, otherwise?
No,
right.
we don't. Yeah.
So it's a Ribble Ultra SL, and you don't see many of these anymore anywhere. They do a disc one now, don't they? They don't do a rim brake anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
But these were used quite a lot by a lot of the Who Watch Shop team, Dan Bigham, etc. Like de-stickered them and used these in time trials. So I think it's a pretty fast
You're giving
bike.
me a lot of confidence,
yeah,
actually.
No pressure,
I'm feeling much better about
they're
it.
They're the sort of riders you need to live up to the Palmares of.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon the brakes are more aero than disc brakes, to be honest. So that's good.
Okay, wicked. So you set your saddle height and stuff, and
Yeah, I went up a couple of inches and that was about it.
Perfect.
Tested it, feel all right, we'll get round.
Sounds like you're ready. Have a
Yeah.
great race.
Thanks so
for
much,
your
cheers.
bike. This wouldn't be a time trial bike video without capturing a giant Trinity, would it? Rim brake, parkour's wheels, mechanical gearing. This is a real, like, I'm going to say budget, and it's probably still worth a lot of money, but in terms of against other bikes that we've seen today, this is more on the budget end, but I would bet this is every bit as fast. Drag to zero bars, the same ones that I've got in fact. High-sided armrest, that's going to be a real aero good position. Mechanical group set, mid-compact crank and an 1128 cassette. Looks like it's in really good condition, that drivetrain as well, really clean, and clean is fast. And yeah, it looks like a real nice bike, and I'm sure they'll have a great race on it tomorrow. Another blast from the past, Specialized Shiv Mark 1. This bike, I hankered after one of these for ages, and I nearly bought one, but they were too much money for me at the time. This was really innovative at the time. I think Lucy Charles actually rode one of these. I like this because I have this internal frame bladder setup in my Felt's time trial bike, sort of like hacked in. The real deep down tube there enables you to have a bladder in there for hydration, and in its day, that was like really forward thinking. The rest of the bike is pretty standard. I mean, that storage, I think that is aftermarket. I don't think that is factory. Correct me down below if I'm wrong. But all the food storage in there, and wind tunnel testing has shown us that blocking up that space on the frame there is very good. So I bet this is quite a fast bike. So shallow wheels, it's going to be a windy day tomorrow, so perhaps it's a sensible decision. Looks a nice little bike. This is the Argon E119 Tri Plus. Now this is the top of the range time trial and triathlon bike that Argon make. Looks awesome. Again, a bike that I've hankered after for a while. I love that the cockpit is all painted to match the same colour as the frame. In honesty, I think these things are mega money. So if you want to buy a frame set, these are £5,500 for a frame set. I just think that is crazy for a bike, but I'm sure this is very fast. SRAM Force 2x with a red crank. I think the red crank is on there, so you get slightly bigger chain rings. Oh, that's only a 48-35, so not the biggest that you can get in red, but the person's obviously made the decision based on the gearing range that they want, so I'm not going to give them too much hate for that. The white pedals do stick out a bit, but what a nice little bike. Again, one that's really sorted with nutrition and hydration. Food in the top, fluid on the front, nice high-sided armrests, really nice bike. All right, so probably the last bike we'll look at. This is a Coup Cycle TT bike. I don't know what the actual model name is. Fast, is it? I don't know, who knows. These things, you don't see very many of them around. The most famously known for, Rico Bogan last year won the 70.3 World Champs on one of these, and that's where I know it from. Now, looking at the spec of this, you're thinking, oh, well, the frame's massive, the forks are really wide, that's all great. This little thing behind here must have some sort of aero benefit. I don't know if it's a storage thing or not. I'm not going to start poking in somebody's bike box here. This cockpit is aftermarket, this fast TT cockpit, but again, it seems like this guy, his name stickers on here, has really thought about everything that is on it. Ceramic speed aero, oversized jockey wheels, like everything on here. GP 5000 TT wheels. Again, shallow wheels or midsection wheels, so not a deep disc wheel. Maybe this guy runs a disc on days when it's less windy, so it's going to be quite windy tomorrow. But yeah, really cool and funky bike. I think I wouldn't really buy something like this, I don't think, because it looks so out there. But who's to say in 2, 3, 4 years this isn't more of the norm? If it is fast, then it's fast.